December come and Christmas song a play.
Christmas come and Christmas trees are blown.
Festive parties a session every day.
Christmas come and Christmas trees
Boy,
are blown.
lots of smiles and laughter all about.
Christmas come and Christmas trees are blown.
Safety and security. We preach it all year round, but can't emphasize it enough when it comes to the busiest time of year for residents and businesses alike. On this episode of Safemas, we get some suggestions on how to keep your family and business safe at Christmas. Superintendent, are homes and businesses more vulnerable to burglaries and invasions at Christmas, and if so, why? Because it happens all throughout the year, but does something additional take place at this time of the year?
So in a general way, we want persons to be very alert in the festive season. What we do know is that criminals make the assumption that people have more money, people are buying things, people are going away on vacation, so it can create some level of vulnerability at Christmas time. So you want to look around the external environment, look at the trees. Are the trees overgrown? So you have to ensure that they are trimmed. You want to look at your external lighting to ensure that you do have visibility in the event that a prowler comes into your home. You can actually see that happening. If you can afford it, you can put up also camera system that will give you the extra eye, and of course with the new technology, you don't even have to be on location to be monitoring your premises. We encourage businesses that will do large sums of cash, if they can, to get additional security presence at the locations, because that is important. We notice a lot of businesses, even in today's date, are operating with dummy cameras. That's a no-no. If you go to the bank and you have to take large sums of cash, speak with the teller so they can allow you to do it privately. So if you have reason to go to the bank, so you have a large pay bill that you'll be doing by cash, or you have to do transactions, you make arrangement with your local police and arrange a time. They will actually escort you. They will provide a service vehicle to escort you, and it's at no charge to you. And of course, you can use your private security firm. Under normal circumstances, you would not have your lights burning 24 hours. You would want to lock them off during the daytime. Some persons will leave the light burning because they want the light to come on at night. But a smart criminal, a burglar, will observe that, because many times the burglars are persons who are familiar with the community. You want to make sure that you have someone collect your gleaner when you're not there, or you notify the providers that you will not be home, so they should not deliver the paper. Because once people start seeing uncollected documents and mail as well in your letterbox, it's overflowing, you're seeing things, it will tell them that you are not at home. One of the things you do, you advertise to criminals by putting out the boxes at the gate for the garbage. So we encourage persons that when you buy something, you discard off the boxes by cutting them up into small pieces, putting them in garbage bag and putting them in the bin, so nobody can use that to estimate what you got for the holidays. There are some persons who get packages and barrels and so on at this point. We know that those containers, especially the barrels, are very good for garbage. We ask that you not put out the containers with all that information, bearing in mind it has the full information of the sender, full name and address, etc. It has all of your information as the receiver, and they look at that bit of information and they use it to come back. Those are some things that make us vulnerable at Christmas times. Businesses are also targeted. Different fraudulent activities we see at this time. People try to pass off fraudulent checks. Persons put up fraudulent events so that they can get to sell people tickets and they're not having an event. Recently we saw some persons who are into the distribution of alcoholic beverages and so on, that they do consignment to events. We've had a couple of complaints that persons come and order things, present themselves as legitimate customers, take things on consignment and disappear. When the persons try to check on the things, they realize that it was not a legitimate event. So we're asking persons who are engaged in those kind of business to do proper due diligence. Persons who are in business, they know that they can reach out to the police officers to get additional support. Sometimes they make the assumption that the persons who orchestrate the crimes are external, but sometimes they are very much a part of the organization. So we want them to be very alert. We know that many companies take on workers for the holidays. And sometimes, because it's just a temporary arrangement, they don't do the necessary probing and the necessary investigation. So sometimes they are hiring persons with criminal background and devious intent. Make sure that you keep records. So when something happens and you have to call in the police, you don't have much to start with. Another business that is usually targeted to, not just at Christmas time, but we see it happen a lot, the gas station operators. Because there's a tendency to have their money in the open, the attendants handles the cash. So we are encouraging them to limit the amount of cash that the pump attendants will have on them at any one point. Put your security plan in place. If you have a safe that is a timed safe, put up the advertisement that the staff doesn't really have access to the safe, so they don't randomly believe that they can just come in and hold up the staff. Another industry that suffers a lot at Christmas time, our farmers. This is where, especially cattle farmers, predial larceny is a big issue for them. Because of the demand on goat meat, curry, you know, people love curry goat at Christmas time. So you find that they steal a lot of cattle, so cows and goats. If you're in that industry, you want to start putting together your own safety mechanism to ensure that your animals and your livestock not stolen. If you have the tendency to be one of those persons who just put the goats on the roadside to graze and to feed, you want to bring them closer home. You want to put them in an area where you actually can have control and watch over them. Sometimes it is not transported far. It's used even in the same community. So it's about vigilance, and more vigilance. So there are many little things that they can do to make the season what it is supposed to be: festive, safe, holy, and peaceful.
Remember, break down boxes in small parts in order to avoid alerting thieves to your purchases, and businesses keep watch on persons entering and leaving your premises. Until next time, I'm Peter Gay Coombs wishing you a merry and safe Mass.
December come and Christmas song a play.
Christmas come and Christmas trees are blown.
Festive parties a session every day.
Christmas come and Christmas trees are
Boy,
blown.
lots of smiles and laughter all about.